Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRIENDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. If there's one thing that's been making waves across the NFL lately, it's the buzz about a potential blockbuster trade involving one of the league's most dominant interior linemen, Quenton Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts. Now I know what you're thinking. Nelson, a Pro Bowl caliber guard, has been a cornerstone for the Colts for years. But recent reports suggest he might be heading to the Washington Commanders. And honestly, this could be a game-changer for the entire NFC East. The rumors are swirling, and sources close to the league indicate that the Commanders are making a serious push to bring Nelson into the fold, with negotiations reportedly progressing and a trade package nearing completion. The details are still under wraps, but insiders like Adam Schefter and others have been hinting that the deal might be close, with some reports even suggesting that a trade could be finalized soon, possibly involving a first-round pick in the 2027 draft. Now, I know that might sound like a hefty price tag, but when you consider what Nelson brings to the table, elite interior blocking, proven durability, and a knack for elevating the offensive line, it's easy to see why the Commanders are so interested. And let's be honest, Washington's interior line has been a bit of a question mark these days. Sacks up the middle, pressure from interior defenders, it's been a constant challenge. Adding Nelson could be the upgrade they desperately need to solidify that part of the line. Deep dive into Quenton Nelson's profile. Nelson is a powerhouse at LG, and he's been a force for the Colts for years, totaling over 100 games played and earning 6 Pro Bowl selections. His ability to dominate the interior offensive line is comparable to the impact of someone like Joel Bitonio with the Cleveland Browns. He's a player who can turn a struggling run game into a formidable force and provide consistent protection in passing situations. His stats are impressive. In the 2025 season, he played over 120 snaps, allowed just 2 sacks, committed only 4 penalties, and earned a PFF grade of 88.9. His run blocking grade is an outstanding 90.2, and his pass block EPA +0. 19 indicates he's a reliable presence in both aspects of blocking. And if we look ahead to 2024, he's projected to maintain an elite grade of 88.5 with minimal injury history, a key factor when considering a player of his caliber. What makes Nelson truly exceptional is his technique and football IQ. He's a technician in the trenches, with exceptional hand placement, balance, and leverage, which allows him to neutralize some of the league's most formidable defensive tackles. His ability to read defensive schemes pre-snap and adjust accordingly makes him a linchpin for any offense. Moreover, his durability is noteworthy. Over his career, he's missed very few games, and his resilience is a testament to his conditioning and commitment. This level of consistency is rare among interior linemen, and it's precisely what the Commanders need to stabilize their interior. Why would the Colts be open to trading Nelson? Well, it's no secret that Indianapolis is in a tough spot financially. The team is over the salary cap by more than $22 million and with a struggling QB situation. Especially after the rocky start for Anthony Richardson, the Colts are eyeing a rebuild. They're looking to clear cap space and gather draft assets, especially on the offensive line, where they want to build for the future. It's also worth noting that the Colts are potentially planning for a rebuild that might involve trading away some of their veteran assets, and Nelson, despite his high value, could be part of that strategic move. Moreover, the Colts have been in a period of transition since Andrew Luck's abrupt retirement and the subsequent instability at quarterback. They drafted Richardson with high hopes, but the rookie's development has been inconsistent, compounded by offensive line issues that have hampered his performance. Trading Nelson could be a way to accelerate their rebuild, acquire multiple draft picks, and focus on building a young core. Indianapolis's front office has been clear about their intentions to build through the draft, and moving a player of Nelson's caliber is a significant part of that strategy. They might also be looking to rebuild around a younger offensive line, investing in prospects who can grow together. The Washington Commanders, perspective for the Commanders. This isn't just about plugging a hole. It's about making a statement that they're serious about contending now. Interior offensive line stability has been a concern for Washington all season, with the team allowing 38 sacks from the interior, something that has hampered both the run game and the protection for Sam Howell. Bringing Nelson in would immediately upgrade that unit, providing a reliable anchor in the middle of the line. His presence could translate into significant improvements in both run blocking and pass protection, leading to a more effective offense overall. Projected impact on the Commanders' performance. Projecting how Nelson's addition could impact the Commanders' performance is pretty exciting. Based on the current stats and the film, Nelson's presence could add around 300 rushing yards to the team's total, helping to open up lanes for Brian Robinson Jr. and others, and reduce sacks by roughly 12, which would be a massive boost in protecting Howell and giving him more time to operate. His ability to create gaps and hold blocks consistently would also allow the offense to run more efficiently, potentially boosting overall team efficiency by around 15%. That's a huge jump, especially considering how much the offense has struggled with protection issues this season. In addition, Nelson's leadership and veteran presence in the locker room could have intangible benefits. He's known for his work ethic, football IQ, and team-first mentality, all traits that could help elevate the younger players on the offensive line, such as Sam Cosmi and Charles Leno Jr., and foster a culture of accountability and excellence. Broader impact on the NFC East, and it's not just about the Commanders. This move could significantly impact the NFC East landscape. The division is already stacked with talented teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants, but adding a player like Nelson could shift the division's power dynamics. His ability to bolster the interior line might give Washington an edge in controlling the trenches, which is always a key factor in winning games. The odds for the Commanders to reach the Super Bowl could improve substantially. Some betting lines are already reflecting this, showing odds of their Super Bowl chances rising from +12, 0 to around +5, 500 if this trade goes through. That's a massive increase, and it underscores how much faith the betting markets are placing on a team that's finally investing heavily in its trenches. Deep historical context. Looking at the history of successful NFL teams, the importance of dominant offensive and defensive lines cannot be overstated. The 2007 Giants, for example, beat the Patriots in Super Bowl XLII largely because of their ferocious pass rush and stout run defense. Similarly, the dominant offensive lines of the 2018 Chiefs or the 2020 Buccaneers played pivotal roles in their championship runs. The Commanders, in recent years, have been striving to emulate these dynasties, with their front office emphasizing the value of trenches. Adding Nelson is an extension of this philosophy, investing in the foundation of the team that can carry them deep into the playoffs. Additionally, the history of the NFC East has often been characterized by fierce battles in the trenches. The rivalry between the Cowboys and Redskins, now Commanders, in the 80s and 90s was defined by physicality up front. The Eagles and Giants have also built their identities around strong offensive and defensive lines. In this context, the potential acquisition of Nelson could be viewed as a strategic move to reassert dominance in a division that has seen playoff contention levels rise significantly in recent seasons. Expectations for the future. Looking ahead, if the trade does materialize, the immediate impact on the 2024 season could be profound. The Commanders could see a leap in offensive efficiency, which would directly translate into more wins. Their offensive line rankings could jump from around 20th to top 10, and the run game could become a true strength rather than a liability. This, coupled with improved pass protection, would give Howell, and potentially other quarterbacks in the future, a reliable pocket to operate from, ultimately making the offense more dynamic and unpredictable. From a long-term perspective, acquiring Nelson could be part of a larger rebuild strategy. The team's front office has been emphasizing the importance of building through the draft, but adding a veteran like Nelson indicates a desire to win now while still maintaining a foundation for future success. His leadership could be instrumental in developing the younger players on the line, and his presence might attract other free agents or draft prospects who want to play alongside a proven elite lineman. Player-specific analysis of key players. Let's take a closer look at some of the key players involved. Sam Howell. The young quarterback has shown flashes of brilliance this season, but has been under constant pressure. Improving the interior line with Nelson's addition could give Howell more confidence, reduce turnovers, and allow him to fully utilize his arm talent. His completion percentage could see an uptick, and his decision-making would likely improve with a more stable pocket. Brian Robinson, Jr. The rising star running back has already established himself as a physical runner, but his effectiveness is often limited by the offensive line struggles. With Nelson anchoring the interior, Robinson could see more open lanes, leading to a potential increase of 300-400 rushing yards over the season, along with more consistent yardage on early downs. Terry McLaurin and the WR core. An improved pass protection scheme would give Howell more time to connect with McLaurin and the other receivers, possibly boosting their yardage totals and touchdown numbers. The chemistry between Howell and his targets could flourish with better protection. The defensive unit. While the focus is on the offensive line, it's important to note that a stronger interior line can also benefit the defense. When the offense sustains drives and controls the clock, the defense can rest and pin their ears back, increasing their sack totals and forcing turnovers. This symbiotic relationship can elevate the team's overall competitiveness. The impact on draft and salary cap strategies. The potential trade for Nelson might also influence the Commanders' future draft and salary cap strategies. Trading a first-round pick in 2027 could be seen as a short-term gamble, but if it results in immediate playoff contention, it might be justified. From a cap perspective, the team will need to manage Nelson's contract, which is likely to be lucrative given his elite status, but his presence could pay dividends in terms of stability and performance. Final thoughts and fan engagement. In conclusion, the potential acquisition of Quenton Nelson by the Washington Commanders could be one of the most impactful moves of the NFL offseason. It signals a serious push for excellence, emphasizing the importance of the trenches in modern football. For fans, it's a thrilling development. Imagine a dominant interior line that can both open running lanes and protect the quarterback, setting the stage for a potential deep playoff run and possibly a Super Bowl appearance. Washington's recent history has been marked by close calls and missed opportunities, but with Nelson's addition, the team could finally take that leap forward. It's a move that echoes the strategy of championship teams, building from the inside out, focusing on the core, and maximizing the talent already on the roster. Final call to action. So, what do you think, Commanders fans? Is Nelson the missing piece to finally bring a Super Bowl to DC? Would you be willing to see the team part with a first-round pick in 2027 for this kind of talent? How do you envision Nelson fitting into the team's overall scheme? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and hopes in the comments below. Your insights are what make this community great. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, game analyses, and deep dives into everything Washington Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep pushing toward that championship dream.